It's day 2 of the competition, and Jeff and Vicky's turn to host, and they might be facing a tough crowd.
Definitely hoping that they're rubbish cooks. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? And I'm not expecting very much, to be fair, from them.
Today is going to be a really, well, hopefully a pleasant experience for everyone, and we're generally quite excited, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, I hope it's more than pleasant.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a bit more than adequate.
Yeah.
Would be good.
Aiming high there, Jeff. Good to see. The first adequate dish on their Italian menu is pancetta wrapped halloumi.
I believe it's a winning starter. I mean, everybody loves halloumi, I hope.
How about you two?
We are big halloumi fans.
Hooray!
That's a bit simple. There's no cooking in that.
Well, hang on. I mean, surely they're not just wrapping halloumi in pan... Oh, they are. Oh, well, hang on, though. Vicky's doing a spicy tomato relish, too. And the cheesy fingers will be fried later, so technically that's cooking as well. Yeah. Maybe the main's more complicated. Sicilian sausage lasagna.
That's an everyday meal for a boring couple. Nah, I'm not having it.
Oh, yes, you are.
Not quite sure about that.
So Sicilian sausage might be like a pepperoni-type sausage.
They look nothing like pepperoni.
We tend to use Cumberland sausage, in fact, that we give a little Italian twist to by adding fennel.
So not Sicilian at all, then.
Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do.
Oh, what are you doing?
Do-do-do. It's the fennel countdown.
Oh, goodness.
It's the joke of the series. For the ragu, Vicky fries Jeff's pimped-up bangers with wine and tomatoes.
If they make their own pasta, then
Oh,
Fine.
yeah.
I hope they're not expecting me to make my own lasagna sheets.
Yeah, it's not like it's a competition, eh, Vicky? The shop-bought pasta is layered with mozzarella, bechamel and ragu, then topped with cheese ready for tonight. Desserts next, and for the second time this week, it's cheesecake. This one's a raspberry and ricotta version.
It's the battle of the cheesecakes. Bring it on.
I like all cheeses apart from ricotta.
We've got to make sure that this cheesecake is better than last night's.
No, Vicky, ricotta makes sure it's better than last.
Oh.
Oh, I camembert it. Sorry. For the base, Jeff blitzes ginger nuts and biscotti with butter. For the filling, ricotta cheese is whisked with cream, sugar and eggs. In goes orange zest and vanilla essence. Then the mix is poured over the base.
Looks good.
And it's in to bake. They'll serve with raspberry coulis. Now, is that everything?
Oh, I need a poo.
Off you plop, then. As Vicky heads to the powder room, I'd give her a couple of steps, Jeff, the guests ponder tonight's rock and pop dress code.
It always sends shivers through my spine getting dressed up, but secretly I think I like it inside.
The menu is shocking. So they have to divert the attention onto themselves and how ridiculous they're probably going to look.
Well, shall we see? Oof. Tonight, I give you Jeff as Rod Stewart and Vicky as George Michael. And look who's just arrived. It's only Dolly Parton and Boy George. Well, Sarah and Thierry.
good evening.
Hey!
You look amazing.
So do you.
I could tell who Vicky was the minute I saw her back turned to me. I was like, that's George Michael.
Have you been working today, darling?
I've been working 9 till 5, Jeff.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
You think I'm sexy?
No, Maggie may, though. Next in, it's Helen and David.
Oh, hello!
Hi. You look fab.
I hardly recognised all of you.
Yeah, talking of recognising, who have you come as?
I think Madonna.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. And I think David, Frank Sinatra.
High five. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Here's to a great evening.
Yeah.
Cheers! So, with hungry mouths to feed, they crack on with their starter.
I'm happy with these. They look all right. Haven't overdone them. Just hope they like it.
Well, let's find out. Pancetta wrapped halloumi with spicy tomato relish.
There we go.
I love the heat of the salsa because I do love a bit of spice.
Good. I'm glad, because it's a bit hotter than I anticipated.
This is perfect for me.
The relish is just perhaps a tiny bit too hot for me, but actually it goes well. I love halloumi and I like pancetta.
I'm not really into halloumi.
Oh, okay.
That's not very...
Oh, really?
It's the most uncypriot thing ever.
Just that rubbery texture to it.
It's just a halloumi bought off the shelf in the supermarket.
Wrapped in pancetta, and I can't see where any of the cooking comes into that.
It's quite a simple dish at the end of the day, but it was effective, you know, it was tasty.
At the table, dressing up is under the spotlight.
I'd never been anywhere near any kind of fancy dress party until I met Vicky.
It's not something that I'll do or I've seen people do.
You've never been to a fancy dress party?
No.
Ever?
So that's why
We've
I'm
been
like...
invited.
Yeah.
We've avoided
declined.
it.
Oh.
We've declined.
You've actually declined going to a fancy dress party.
Because you didn't want to dress up?
Yeah.
No.
It's the worst thing for me for a dinner party. Couldn't think of anything worse.
No, I don't like this fancy dress.
Let's see how the evening progresses. They might, you know, David might be trying on my jacket and shoes by the end of the night.
I wouldn't hold your breath, Jeff. On with the main.
That's perfect. Excellent. I can see Rod Stewart enjoying a bit of a lasagna.
I would hope so, sausage or otherwise. That is fit for any celebrity to eat. Let's get it going.
OK.
I'm sure Lassie would love it. Sicilian sausage lasagna, everyone.
I'd like you to have faith in George's sausage lasagna.
So, Vicky, did you make the pasta yourself?
I'd like to say I did make the pasta, but no, I didn't make the pasta.
What about the sausages?
Yes? No. I didn't make the sausages.
Sorry, I might come across very rude, but for me, lasagna is like you come from work, you ain't got time to cook, you fling a lasagna in the microwave. But I don't think it's a dinner party, I'm sorry.
David says things like, I'm not being rude, but, meaning, basically, I am being rude.
It's not a dinner party
Cook
food.
it for your family, cook it for your kids. You know, don't serve it to people that you've never met before.
Once, we went to a restaurant, we were eating, the food came wrong. We walked in there and I said to him, listen, are you the chef? Yeah, I think you should take your hat off and leave from here because you don't know how to cook.
For a man that doesn't actually cook, to walk into a restaurant and say, oh, you haven't cooked the meal properly and you should be sacked is probably a bit rich, I would say.
Yeah.
He's very vocal. He doesn't hold back. And,
I'm going to go one step further. I think he's a bit obnoxious.
Oof. After the disappointment of the main, Jeff and Vicky play their trump card.
As we know, tonight's theme is rock and pop legends throughout the years. So we're going to give you a little song. Feel free to join in if you wish.
Just got worse. It's like fancy dress, hardly no cooking, and there came the entertainment.
And cue Jeff.
If you see a faded sign... It's too early.
No, sorry, that's my fault. Let's go again.
If you see a faded sign at the side of the road that says fifth...
No, I told you when to start.
Have you guys done this before?
He couldn't, like, start singing at the right time. Vicky had to prompt him, obviously.
Oh, yes.
He was obviously going by the 12-inch version as opposed to the 45.
So come on and bring your jukebox money.
Love Shack is a little old place where we can get together.
I don't think I can unsee that scene where I saw tonight. Two people literally dressed as clowns and screaming in my face. It will take a while. Even for a men's man, it will take a while to take it out of my memory.
I don't think anyone's going to forget that in a hurry.
I actually quite like the tune. I actually like the entertainment. I'm really proud of them for just singing in front of a group of people that they've only just met. I was really impressed by that.
I think the entertainment went down better than we'd expected, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
You may think it was extraordinary, but it's just a normal Friday night in this house.
I dread to think what the weekends are like. Time for dessert, and there's just the finishing touches to add.
Here we go.
For the second time this week, it's cheesecake. This one's raspberry and ricotta. Let battle commence.
So we're finishing off with Rod's raspberry ricotta cheesecake. I take full credit and responsibility for this, so dig in.
I'm just not a fan of cheesecake.
No, I'm so sorry.
I have to be honest, I'm not a fan of ricotta cheese either.
I do like cheesecake, and I was worried it's going to be a heavy cheesecake because last night's was very light, and it's definitely a little bit heavier.
To be honest, the only cheesecake I normally is the one we served yesterday.
Yours was more like a mousse.
Yeah.
To me, that wasn't a cheesecake.
It is
Than the
richer
one
than
yesterday.
ours because it's heavier.
Yeah.
It's just a normal cheesecake. I
Yeah.
mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's
Yeah.
just not.
It is. It's a
We wouldn't.
It's
Yeah.
a traditional
It's just
cheesecake.
a traditional cheesecake. I don't really like it.
Oh, that's a bit awkward. Come on, Jeff, lighten the mood.
We like to entertain, and I'd like to leave you with one last song.
Really? Do you have to? Taxi!
The cheesecake for us was quite dense and it really lacked in flavour, not to our liking.
Cheer up, David, you'll be home soon.
I thought it was a nice texture. It wasn't too rich, and I enjoyed it.
Vicky and Jeff's food was pretty rubbish, in our opinion, but they did make us laugh, and for that reason, we're giving them 11.
The food was a bit hit and miss, but they were fantastic hosts. And for that reason, we're going to give Jeff and Vicky
A 15.
So, Jeff and Vicky's do was less rock and roll, more rock bottom. They scored a disappointing 26 out of 40.